So Chris, please tell us something about yourself.
Well, I'm Chris Reudenbach, coming from Marburg University, and I'm there for about, 15 years, something like that, always working with geospatial data, with modeling data, with students, doing a lot of different research also. And so I'm into this geospatial scene for quite a while, doing a lot of stuff, and by chance I joined now this group here, and I've enjoyed this so far very much.
Thanks, Chris. And what are your particular key passions and interests at this moment in the geospatial community?
Big data, like everywhere, dealing with big data for sure. Nobody knows exactly what big data means.
Yeah.
That's for sure true too. But also a lot of young people, I feel, want to save the world and want to do it with data. They want to do it with methods. They want to do something at all. And they're meeting, they're trying to find people who can teach them such things. And they're trying to identify with these kind of things. And even at the university, you feel this movement very much. On the research side, a lot of people try to find out, to merge, to make this major shape line stuff. But yeah, for sure, this is a publication situation. This is how research works, and it's dealing with all these things of climate change, carbon cycle, all these kind of things is the physical geography I'm coming from, And I think this is the most burning topic right at the moment.
So for people who don't know you, Chris, can you explain to us how you personally contribute to the R and OSGeo communities?
By accident most of the time. I wrote some packages and joined to some people who are writing packages, and sometimes I find a topic interesting and then I work on it and I try to contribute to the community, trying to keep in touch to the people who are doing interesting stuff, but it's exactly like this. I'm picking the raisins, I like to do it in this way, and this keeps me going. And I think all the things I'm doing are open source stuff. It's everything you can get the data, you can get the algorithms, you can keep in contact. So I'm trying to do it in a let's call it free way, in a self-chosen way.
Now, Chris, I may be repeating the question in a different way here, I think, but why do you choose to come and teach at Geostat courses, and what do you personally get out of that?
Oh, I'm getting a lot out of this. First of all, I'm meeting people who are interested, and this is always great because it's not that often at all. Look, if you're working at the university or in other topics in other areas, then a lot of people are forced, or they're forcing themselves to come, but they're not burning. And here in such a meeting or this meeting, people are burning. They're interested to learn something. They talk to us, they talk to each other, they're coming with their own ideas. This is great. So this is a huge benefit for me. The second thing is I meet the researchers I just know in a kind of artificial or virtual way, you blog, you meet in the virtual space, but it's much better to meet them and to get the feeling. So sometimes you're a little bit disappointed, sometimes, wow, it's just going like this. And so it's a personal benefit. And on the other hand, I think I have a lot of experience during the last decades, cross-platform experience, cross-method experience, a lot of different software coming from the Fortran coding. So the R community is great, but sometimes it's a little bit Irish, They're totally focused on this fancy R stuff of things, and they're sometimes missing the topic. And I think maybe I can bring a little bit input to show them, hey, just look around, see what other people are doing, and try to grab it, try to make the best out of it. And I think this is the part I try to focus here.
Great, Chris. Now, you've been to a bunch of these, and based on your experience at these events, what have you seen participants take away from their engagement with you personally and with the course in general?
There's some participants, like that they were, they're just grabbing all they can. There are even co-organizing now meetings and asking, would you like to join, or can you give us a special talk about this? We have 3 or 4 of us are interested in this, and I think this is great. Maybe we should have more time, but a day is 24 hours, And I think this is a really good mood, and I see also a lot of people are getting in touch with things I never have heard before. It's exactly what I want. Let's just call it grass or something like that. Most of the people are not in touch with this. And there are great opportunities, and they are getting interested, and they are doing it in a very positive way. They're trying to grab what they can get hold of, and I like this very much. It is a perfect setting for this.
Great.
Not only behind me, but also in front of me.
Now, I'm just wondering, Chris, if you could reach out to the community and try and encourage people to come to these events, what type of people do you think you'd like to try to encourage to come who might not actually be thinking of coming?
Actually, I think, for like always, I would try to encourage people who have ideas, who are burning for some topics, but who not quite sure how to reach it. And I think this kind of community helps them a lot, because they meet other people in the same situation, and they're getting in 1 week, or I don't know, maybe sometimes longer, sometimes less, but they're getting in this time period a lot of input, great input. And this is more or less vibrations. It's not that you learn it in the moment when you're listening to a talk or you're doing a workshop. It's that it's burning into your soul. And I would try to bring people here that are sensitive for these kind of things. And I think this is a perfect setting because these people will start over. 2-3 years later, they will be with their own topics around and showing up what they have done. And I think this is the best way to go ahead.
I hope your plea to help some people decide to come here. And finally, Chris, do you have any other comments or suggestions, anything personally of interest to you that you'd like to contribute to before we say goodbye?
So far, I'm very happy with the meeting, and it's perfect organized. It's great. Everything I like. Maybe the day should have 4 hours more, something like that. Or on the other hand, maybe we need sometimes a break, that we have a little bit more possibilities to talk to each other. So this is very helpful in between. But on the other hand, it's a tough schedule. It's a great program. It's well done. And so what? We just can choose to make it something happen. And I think it's pretty good. No, I like it a lot.
Well,
maybe smaller groups for workshops or something like that. Yeah.
Well, Chris, thank you for coming to Geostat and for sharing your enthusiasm and your knowledge and your teaching experience with the people who were lucky enough to be here and to interact with you.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I like it very much here.
Okay, we're done.
Good.